Better sounding audio for our video conference calls. With so many of us working from home right now, a trend that will continue long past our current situation, we need our systems to perform at their best. Whether we're negotiating a sales contract with a prospective client or just trying to illustrate an idea of ours in a collaborative setting, we need the best sounding audio we can to drive our point home. We're not served well by the microphone that's in our laptops or desktop computers, and we can improve that audio in a couple of different ways very simply. In this video, I review a couple of different ways to do that. The microphone that's in my laptop here, a headset microphone, and one of the top-rated USB microphones. Right now, I'm recording this video on my lapel microphone because the camera microphone doesn't do a good job. As a matter of fact, I'll switch to that audio. And now you can hear what it sounds like when the microphone is used in the camera. That's quite a good distance away from me. It doesn't sound that great, and I think we've all been on a video call or two where we've heard one person with really disruptive sound. You just want them to stop talking. And you're probably not getting what the message that they're trying to convey because the audio is just really bad. Now this is an extreme example with the camera microphone. Truly, what we're all using is our laptop or desktop microphone like I have mine here. Oh yeah, I'm recording I'm doing a live stream of this right over to my desktop computer over there, and I'm recording the video conference call on my desktop. So that way you can hear what the client side is going to hear, a true reproduction of the different microphones we're going to have broadcast to the end user, the person who's going to be hearing your audio. All right, so the microphone that's in the laptop. My laptop is typical distance away from me. I'm standing, but if I was sitting at a desk, I'd be about this far away where my hands are on the keyboard, proper distance. I'm not exaggerating this example by keeping it too far away from me, nor am I right on top of the microphone. The microphone in this laptop is right on top, right next to the camera, either side of the camera. And it's picking up, it's a pretty good location for the microphone, as it's picking up my voice as I'm directly, talking right to it. It's also getting some reflections. Those reflections would be off of the side walls, the ceiling, and the back wall there. As it bounces off the back wall and comes back to my laptop, I guess one benefit of the placement of the microphones is that the audio that's reflecting is going to be hitting the back of the laptop and not directly into the microphone. Bad side of that is that this is a very thin frame of plastic, and that microphone is right there on the other side. So I'm sure it's picking up, while it may be dampened, we're picking up those sounds, and that's the reflections you're hearing right now as I talk. You could also hear if I was to tap on the keyboard, not tapping on the keyboard because I did this just a minute ago and I ended up turning off the video and the audio to the web broadcast. So I'm sure you can hear that. That sound's picked up by that microphone. It's a little bit disruptive to the meeting. So a quick way to solve this is with a headset microphone. I have one here. Actually, I've got a few of these. Headset microphone. Little boom arm right there. Give you a closer shot of that. And this is pretty generic. Plug this in. We'll give this a shot. And a new microphone is detected. And we'll use this headset. There we go. So in 5 or 6 weeks ago, when all of this started happening and I needed to get my employees ramped up very quickly and working from homes, I had to run out and buy some headset microphones so they could work remotely from their home offices. And I checked Amazon first, and at that time everybody was doing the same thing. So there was none that were going to quickly show up. They were going to be a week or more away for a reasonably priced headset. So then I ran out to the local office retail stores and looked to see what they had. And I have about 4 of this headset, and I don't even know the name of it. I had to look at the name prior to filming this. It's Cyber Acoustics, and it's not a name brand. It's not highly rated, or maybe it is. I don't know.
I had to find something that was going to work, and I needed a few sets. These were a great price point at about $29, I think, from the local retail office store. And so I grabbed a few of them. That was a good price point for me. I didn't know how long we'd be working from home. And so I thought, well, that's a comfortable number. I didn't want to spend $40 or $50. And I certainly do not think that you need to spend, $150 on a gamer's set of a headset. The quality that you're hearing, I think it's pretty good. Pretty much all of that echo has been removed. But what you do hear is kind of like a tunnel effect. There's not a lot of highs. There's not a lot of lows. And it's kind of like almost if you were shouting through a pipe or a tunnel. But it is very focused, and I think it's quite usable for video conferencing and really truly getting your message across. It's not as disruptive as the last two examples that we just heard. There's a couple of bad things about the headset is that this arm, if you touch it and adjust it, you hear all of that. And if I was to really pronounce my P's, you'd probably hear some popping in the sound too. Not a big concern, as it's just a little bit. Again, for the price point, it truly gets us much better audio, and we can live with those downsides. Another downside that some people may not like is that you're putting a headset on. Maybe you just don't like the look of the headset on your head, or maybe even though we're all working from home and we may be wearing our pajamas from here down, we take care of ourselves and make ourselves look great for our video presentation, and then you go and clamp one of these to your head and kind of ruin your hairdo. So people may say, I don't want them. That's not something that I want to put on. So another option, take this off.
For a desktop or one you might fly off of, like a microphone stand, would be a couple of different options are the USB or XLR. XLR is the microphone that you musicians would use or you'd find in a studio. It's an analog output, just a waveform of what the microphone is picking up. It's typically fed into a mixing board, and that mixing board would allow it to be mixed with other sources, maybe another microphone or two, or a musical instrument. And then it could also be put off to an EQ and brought back after processed before it then entered into your software, which would be recording software in a studio, but for our video conferencing software here. That's pretty complicated and beyond the scope of what this video is about. Look, we're trying to work from home and we're trying to make the best audio and video we can. And I want something that's quick and simple. So the other option, and XLR works and certainly professional grade, but simpler is not having to put up all those pieces together and then tune an EQ and a mixing board, but rather just plug something in like we did with our headset. So that's going to limit us to USB tabletop microphones. So for this video, I've got the Samson G-Track Pro. And I'll plug it in before I continue on about it so we can hear it. All right, so I've plugged in the Samson G-Track Pro and I selected it as being our microphone for our video conference, but not our headphone for our video conference. We want to still use the speakers that are on our laptop so that we can hear what the other side is saying. So this microphone is about 10 inches or so away from me, and I'm projecting my voice right to it. It's picking me up, and as you can hear, it's probably a lot better than the other two solutions. Certainly, again, not echoey and not like the laptop microphone or the camera microphone, which was a really poor audio connection. And certainly our headset was not echoey, but it didn't have full sound. Here you should be hearing a more natural sound of my voice. So a little bit more highs and a little bit more lows and just a more natural sound, something that you'd want to listen to on a video conference call. So I'll go over a couple of different features of this microphone that's really pretty cool. That first of all, it's got a microphone pattern switch. And right now it's set to cardioid. And cardioid is a pattern where it kind of looks like a heart, and where it's going to pick up a lot of sound from the front of the microphone and try and reject a lot of the sound from the sides and from the back. That way it's going to eliminate a lot of the echo. The other options, and that's what we want to use for a video conference and what I'm using now, but there are a couple other options if you wanted to use something for like an interview. There's a switch to go to figure eight. Figure eight is going to be like a figure eight, take a lot of sound from the front of the microphone and the back of the microphone while trying to reject as much noise as it can from the left and the right. And then the last switch position for the microphone pickup is omni. And omni is going to treat audio coming from all sides of the microphone equally and giving us a sound all the way around. Maybe if you're, recording an a cappella group and you've got 3 or 4 people around one microphone singing, that might be a good situation for the omnidirectional. But again, for video conferencing, we've left it in cardioid. The other switch on the front is mono and 2-track. And so I've set it to mono. I wanted to give 1 track out to my laptop of my voice that's talking. The 2-track is actually really pretty cool feature of another feature of this microphone. On the back of this microphone, you'll see that there's a 1/4-inch input jack. And that's typically from a musical instrument, let's say guitar. So for a musician who wanted to use this in a simple recording studio, they could set it up and plug their guitar into the back and use the microphone while they sing and play on the guitar. And the microphone is going to mix both what it's picking up from your voice and the instrument, and it's going to provide it out to your laptop over the USB cable. So if you're using recording studio software on your laptop, you'd have 2 channels coming in. One would be your voice, one would be the instrument, which is fantastic that it separates it so that you can adjust the volume or effects that you put on each one individually and not have to apply those effects to a mix of both of them. So again, for video conferencing, we're probably just going to leave that at mono and have 1 channel of just your voice that's coming in. Last thing on the front of these microphone is volume knobs, and that's truly to adjust before it gets out to your laptop the volume of the microphone that I'm talking into now. I have it right at about 12 o'clock. That seemed to be a good position. Didn't pick up too many pops from my mouth, from my voice, and clip or limit. And then there's also a volume knob for that instrument input, that 1/4-inch input into the back. I've got that down at low because I don't have an instrument in the back and I don't want to pick up any noise from the back. And the last is just a volume knob out. If you were to plug in a pair of monitors or headset to the back of this microphone that you'd wear on your head to kind of hear yourself, you could adjust that volume so it's not too loud in your ear to know that you're truly talking and that the audio is being received. And that's not really important in a video conference setup. Usually you have an indicator on like your screen, as we do here, that's showing that volume is coming, that I am talking and I'm the participant talking. Finally, a mute button. I'll go back. And that's and it gives you a great little light that tells you, hey, we're muted. So you can be confident that if you want to have a conversation in confidence without it being broadcast onto the microphone and out the video conference, that you can do that. All right, that's everything that I have for improving the sound quality in a video conference call. Sound quality is important for getting our message across, and with a quick, easy change, with a headset mic or a desktop mic, you can truly improve the sound quality of your broadcast. If you found this video interesting, I'd appreciate a thumbs up or subscribe to the channel, and there are some links below if you wanted to purchase any of these products through Amazon. It gives a little kickback to the channel. It doesn't cost you any more. I truly appreciate it. Thank you.